All right, let's go ahead and look at the sales tracker. This is where you're going to enter sales and some of your activities into the system. Now you'll notice here on the top left, there's a toggle sidebar. And when I click that, it's going to open up these navigation panes. And we would want to click on Sales Tracker. There's another way to do this. If we just leave these minimized, if you just hover over top, you'll see Sales Tracker. I'm going to click on it. So we're going to add a new entry. And if you are an employee without administration rights, your name will just be listed here. So you shouldn't have to click on anything. If you are an administrator, you'll have access to everybody in the agency. So you can click on this and go to whatever person that you want. But most of the time for the team member, it's just going to have your name listed here. The date defaults to the current date. Now in Connect, because the reporting of production is real time, I would encourage you to go ahead and put the sales in as soon as they're completed. It's just part of completing the transaction. The date that you enter for a sale is the date that you send it to State Farm and go to order. If you need to change the date, you can click on it and it'll bring up a calendar and you can change the date. But most of the time you can just leave this alone and everything's fine. The status. When you submit a piece of business to State Farm, you're going to say submitted. After it's issued, if your agent wants you to, you can come back and change it to issued. If you're setting an appointment for someone and you want to put it in the system, you can say set, and after the appointment was kept, you can come back and change it to kept. But most of the time, we're just going to go submitted. That's the status. Now, what did you sell or what did you do? We're going to hit the drop down, and did you sell auto, a bank, fire, health, life, or miscellaneous? Now, miscellaneous is not a line of insurance, it's an activity. So if you're looking for an activity, like you got referrals or something like that, you're going to click on miscellaneous. But let's go ahead and do an auto, for example. Now, once you click on auto, your agency is going to have different subtypes of auto. So different kinds of auto. So I'm going to go ahead and click on, this is an example, and let's say it was raw new with an appointment. Okay. Now, the quantity is normally going to be 1. So each application is going to have its own separate entry. On auto, you want to put in a 6-month premium. So everything else in Connect is entered annually except auto. So let's say it was $450 every 6 months. First name of the client, and if you've got these in here, I've already typed it, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in here. Now the last name, for compliance reasons, the last name is going to be truncated. So you go ahead and type in the last name. So let's say it's Smith. The system will take the last 3 letters off so that we're not entering confidential client information into the system. You just keep typing whatever the last name is, let the system shorten the last name so we're in compliance with State Farm. If you're setting an appointment for someone else, you can come in here and say I set an appointment for John. Now you have to say where the business came from every time you put a sale in, because there's a report that your agent's going to look at and it's going to say, okay, for the month, where did all my sales come from? I need you to be as accurate as possible with this. Let's say it was net quotes. Now, if you're in here and you're looking for the source and you don't see what you need to go to your administrator and say, hey, I need you to add this as a source, and then come in and put it in correctly. So we're going to say net quotes. Now you can put notes in here. What I want you to put in notes, because it's an auto policy, is I want you to put what kind of car this is. So let's say it was a 2016 Chevy. Okay, some descriptor of the car. And we're going to hit save. And so here is the entry. It's got the current date. I did it. It's submitted. Auto. What kind of auto? It's a raw new with an appointment. John, and you see how the last name is truncated. Now you can still find this person if you need to look for them specifically. It shouldn't be that hard. What's the source? Where did it come from? Net quotes. It's a 2016 Chevy. Quantity is 1. premium, 6-month premium on auto is $450. In this example, the bonus is $54. Okay. Now, if you have multiple cars for the same client, you don't have to type all that over again. We're just going to hit copy. And it's going to say, do you want to copy this entry? And all I've got to do is come over here and put the new premium. So let's say this was $400 a month. Excuse me, every 6 months. It's already got the client's name in, and all we've got to do is change the car. So let's say this one was a Ford. Okay, just as long as you've got a unique descriptor, and we're going to hit save. So here's the second car, 400, bonus $48. If we want to do a homeowners, we can copy. Do we want to copy this? Yep. It's a fire policy. Okay. And then what kind of fire is it? And so you'll notice on fire products, we've got homeowners. And if you put a homeowner in, on most of the agencies, you're going to have no bonus. If you have a personally produced homeowner, generally you're going to have a bonus, and your agent sets that up unique to your agency. So what's the difference? A homeowners is where we've already got a client, and for example, they're selling their house and buying a new one. You're just doing a rewrite app. There's no bonus generally. A personally produced homeowner would be you're a salesperson and you're finding new clients to come to the agency and you're selling them and you produce the business. Or you're a service team member, you're taking a payment from an existing client and maybe they're auto only. And you ask or pivot to the homeowners and say, hey, I don't know why we don't have your homeowners. We get great discounts. Let's go ahead and get it going. And you actually write it. And so it's going to be a personally produced homeowners. Same thing with an umbrella policy. If the client comes in and asks for it, you're just taking an order. There's no bonus. If you pivot to it, you sell it, then there is a bonus. So, but let's make this a homeowners policy. Quantity 1. Let's say the premium's $1,200. Okay, John Smith, don't need to do anything, and it's not a car, so we're just going to take out the car descriptor. Okay, and we're going to hit save. So here's the sale. It's a homeowner fire, homeowners, John Smith, 1200, bonus 108. Now these bonuses, this is an example. Your agency may have different percentages or different things set up, and so I just want to show you how it works. So let's say that we sold a life policy. Again, copy. It's super easy, super quick. What did we sell? It was a life policy. And let's say it was a term. So it was a select and quantities 1. And in my office, if it's a small term policy, so something less than $100 a month or $1,200 a year, I let my team put the sale in, and I'm going to go ahead and give them the bonus even though it hasn't been issued yet. If it does get declined, then we've got to come back and do a chargeback. Now, if it's a really big life case, then we're going to do something different. So let's say this term was $20 a month, and remember, everything is entered annual except auto, which is 6 months. So $20 a month is going to get me $240 a year. Type that in. Okay, and save. And it's just that easy. So here is the Life app. Life, select, John Smith. 1 is the count, 240, $43 bonus. And so you can see these bonuses as you enter them, which is really fun. And it's good to see all those dollars coming towards your validation, or if you've already validated, it's good to see it coming towards your bonus. Now, how do we do it if it's a big life case? And so let me edit this sale. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. The reason I'm going to do it is I'm going to show you how it would be a problem. So let's say it's a whole life. And let's say it's a big policy. Let's say it's a $10,000 policy. And I'm going to hit save. And it's a really big policy. And so it's a $10,000 premium. And again, the example is a $2,700 bonus. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to pay that bonus to my team member this month and then next month the policy doesn't get issued or gets declined, and now I've got to charge back $2,700. I don't want to do that. That's no fun for anybody. So I don't want to do it this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, okay, let's assume, I hit edit, let's assume it's a big whole life case. It's over the $1,200 a year. So we're still going to put 1 as the quantity for the app, and that'll help you with your tiers and your levels for the month. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit 0 on the premium, and I'm going to hit save. So what this is going to do is it's going to come here and it's going to go, okay, we've got this life, whole life, John Smith. I got 1 on the app count. Again, that shows on your tiers. 0 premium, 0 bonus. So let's say it's January 28th. We've submitted the application. Let's fast forward and say that it's now February sometime, and the policy's been issued, the client takes it, it's all paid, everything's great. So all we're going to do is come back to the original entry that we did back in January, and we're going to hit copy. Yeah, we want to copy it. And we're going to pretend it's sometime into the future. So let's go to February. So let's say it's February 22nd. Now, we've already given the app count the previous month. So we don't want to enter app count again because that would inflate the real number. So we're going 0 on the app count. Then we're going to put the premium in. And I've already typed it. It was $10,000. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. Now, if you look, here's the first entry where we had 1 app in January, no premium, no bonus. Here's the second entry, Life app, 0 on the quantity because we already gave you count for the app last month, $10,000 the premium, $2,700 bonus. So that's how you enter a big life sale. So let's say that we met with this John Smith. He came into the office and you asked for referrals and introductions and you got them. Okay, he filled out the referral form and he gave you 5 of his closest friends to call. So how do we enter that into the system? We take one of the existing sales for John Smith and all we have to do is hit copy. Yeah, we want to copy it. And we're going to go and we're going to enter that activity. So online, it's not a line of business, it's under miscellaneous. Miscellaneous is where all the activities are. So I'm going to go miscellaneous. And what activity did I do? Well, I got personal referrals, okay? And how many did I get? Well, I got 5 from John Smith. There's no premium associated with it, and I hit save. So what it's going to show you is right here. It's going to say I did it, miscellaneous, because that tells me it's an activity, personal referrals from John Smith. I got 5. Now on your dashboard with your tiers, if referrals is one of the things you're responsible for, if you went to your dashboard at that next moment, it's going to show that your current month you have 5 referrals. And every time you enter one of these for a different client, it's just going to add them up for the whole month. You'll see there's no premium and there's no bonus. It's just an activity. Let's go in and put a bank product. So let's say we sold a bank product to John Smith. We're going to go in, we'll say copy, and we're going to go to bank. So let's go to bank. Now, if it's a car loan, so it could be a car loan, checking savings, Visa, HELOC, mortgage, long-term CD, or short-term CD. If it's a car loan, what we want to do is we want to say quantity is 1, and what we want to enter is the interest on the loan. Okay, so when you're doing the car loan, you're certainly going to, with the paperwork, you're going to see how much interest is generated from that loan. So let's say it was $1,500 of interest. Okay, and we're going to hit save. And let's see, where is that? Bank, car loan. It's going to say $1,500 of interest. The bonus generated was $25. So other than that, if we go and let's do one more, let's do a long-term CD. So let's say it's bank, and now if it's a checking, savings, Visa, or a short-term CD, it's just a flat rate bonus. If it's a long-term CD, let's say it's a 5-year CD, we're going to say 1 and then the amount of the CD. So let's say it was a $100,000 CD and save. Okay, so now here we go. We've got a long-term CD, $100,000, and it shows the bonus of $100. If you're doing a credit card, all you have to do is you're going to come to bank and you're going to say it was a Visa, quantity is 1, and there's no premium, and save. And so here's your Visa, no premium, and you're going to get a flat bonus for that in most agencies. In this example, it's $25. So that's how easy it is to enter sales into Connect. If you do want to search, you can search your own sales. So if I said I want to select an employee, and again, if you have administrator rights, you have a drop down of everybody. If not, it's just going to default. So I'm just going to pick myself, and I can look any date range I want. I can look for a first or a last name, the status, is it submitted or is it issued? I can look at specific lines. So if I want to look at all my auto, I can do that. I can look at subtypes of auto or source of business. So let's do an example. Let's go I'm just going to do from today to today. And I'm going to say I want to see all my autos that I've produced. And I'm just going to leave everything blank, and I'm going to hit search. And so earlier when I was doing those examples, you saw that I put 2 autos in. And it's going to quantify whatever your search results are. So for that, it's going to say quantity was 2 apps, premium was $850, and the total bonus produced was 102. So this is a very powerful search engine that you can use, or your administrator can use, and help look things up. Now, if you want, and this is up to your agent, when these auto apps are issued, you can look them up and you can go edit, and you can change the status from submitted to issued and then hit save. This does not change how you get paid. It's just a way to make sure that nothing slips through the cracks. And that's totally up to your agent if they want to do that. Otherwise, that's how the sales tracker works. That's how you put sales and activities into the system. And it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple.